implemented, including Indianapolis and in Evanston, Illinois. And to date, civilian community responders have resolved more than 500,000 911 calls nationwide, and no unarmed responder has been killed or seriously injured on the job. This is the help, not handcuffs model IAN has been advocating for since the beginning. With the help of IAN and LEAP, we took a Northwest Indiana delegation, including Pete O'Day, from this church to see the 2-year-old Evanston, Illinois Community Response Program in person. This team, called CARE, has responded to more than 2,000 calls, all of which otherwise would have required armed police presence. We and IAN have found LEAP to be an essential partner in our shared mission of increasing public safety. Our third IAN subgroup organizes to resist Medicaid and SNAP cuts. This subgroup is also building power and resistance through relationships. This winter, we joined the advocacy group Hoosier Action, along with members of a local union representing hospital and nursing home workers, in traveling to Indianapolis, where we voiced our opposition to the proposed state of Indiana cuts to Medicaid and SNAP, with several of you meeting legislators in person to express your opposition to these bills. Locally, we created the Healthcare Crisis Coalition with SEIU, Everybody Counts, and many other local advocacy groups to engage with Congressman Mervan, who had asked for a listening session. And although reluctant in the beginning, after meeting with us, Mervan agreed to host a healthcare summit in June. That summit evening was an opportunity for those of us concerned about Medicaid cuts, insurance premium increases, and the loss of healthcare services, hospitals, and jobs to speak out and share their stories. We in IAN believe that stories matter. We connect through our stories because they build empathy, spark shared emotions, and create deep human bonds. Sharing personal experiences helps others feel less alone. And helps us understand different points of view. And that's why Terry Du Bois stood before us here at the church and asked us for our stories about Medicaid to share with Governor Braun. I volunteered to help collect stories, and I'd like to share one with you now that a close friend of mine has given me permission to share. My friend Jenny is a former member of First Unitarian and is now a Unitarian minister with a congregation in Pocatello, Idaho. As I confessed to her during one of our periodic Zooms that I hadn't been in a position myself to be without insurance, and I didn't think I knew anyone who had, Jenny's response surprised me. I have, she said. She then recounted that one of the requirements to get into seminary was that she had to have health insurance, and she wasn't insured at that time. Having gone through a recent divorce, she was priced out of private insurance and was living, as Jenny tells it, on, quote, leftover student loans and the kindness of family and just hoping I didn't get sick, unquote. The only way she was able to attend school was because she could qualify for the Healthy Indiana plan, which was part of the Medicaid expansion through Obamacare. And once she was approved, she said she got the preventative care the system was set up to provide, including cataract surgery. Quote, it worked as it was intended to work, and I will always be grateful, she said. As I listened to her story, I was embarrassed by the bubble I had been living in. I, like many of you, probably had ideas of the kind of person who might be on Medicaid, but if I had not dared to open up and get proximate and humble, I would never have heard Jenny's story. And that's the beauty of relational work. This is how we see ourselves in other people. It happens when, as Harvard Divinity School professor James Luther Adams said, deep speaks to deep. When deep speaks to deep, Reverend Ladd writes, we are confronted with our own desire to give and receive love. When we become personally acquainted with the lives, stories, sufferings, and hopes of those around us, we are morally transformed, not by ideals, but by actual experiences of compassion and conviction